If you've lost someone to suicide, or if you just think that suicide in general is a weakness, I'm going to share some things with you in this video that may help you change your perspective. In 2014, I attempted to take my life, and if it wasn't for Archangel Michael appearing, I wouldn't be making this video right now. And months ago, I lost a family friend, someone who was a multimillionaire, happily married for 50 years, 3 kids, 9 grandkids, involved in all their lives, appeared to have everything someone could ask for, and however, he decided to end his life one day by hanging himself. When an individual goes that route and leaves loved ones behind, it can be very confusing and frustrating. Not only that, just suicide in general gets a really bad rap. For me personally, I always thought if someone was going to end their life, the least they could do is leave a note. But, for me, 13 months after I lost my mom, I didn't want to be here, and I was sitting in my garage one day like I did every day by myself for multiple hours with no energy to continue living, and I just asked myself a question that I never asked myself before, and that was, could I see myself continuing to live with this amount of pain in my heart for another 20 or 40 years? And the more I thought about it, the more I just thought, what's the point of sticking around in a reality that I never really enjoyed? And I personally saw it more as, I was murdering my body that was anchoring myself into a reality that I didn't want to be in. I was so aware of the spirit realm and that this life is just a temporary blimp on the radar. And so, I attempted to start my car in my garage. I've done so much healing that sometimes I forget what a bad rap it gets. But, for me, I don't personally look at it as a weakness. It's not the right course of action, but for me, I just think that if any other soul had experienced my life journey, that they would have committed suicide a lot earlier. So I kind of see it as outlasting the competitors. So it is what it is. But I'm going to give you a scenario that may help you change your perspective. So let's take a soldier, for instance. Let's say there's two armies that are advancing on each other. They're in the trenches, shooting at each other, bombs going off. Now, let's say one soldier is trying to advance and he ends up getting his arm blown off and both his legs. He uses his one arm to crawl back to safety, and one of his soldier buddies is hanging out in the trenches and sees what kind of state he's in, and he asks him to, put a gun to his head and end his life. Would you see that as a weakness? It's still technically considered suicide. Would you consider that a weakness? If you answered no, then what you need to understand is that people who commit suicide that are not in a situation like that are feeling, you take that physical pain that that soldier would be feeling, and you need to understand that the individuals that have taken their life are feeling that exact pain, only emotionally. And they're just like, what's the point? I can't continue. I don't know about you, but when you picture it that way, it really changes your perspective on the situation, and yet it's considered to be a weakness. Not the right course of action to take, but I understand why people do it now. That sounds like you, if you're down in the trenches and you're going through a tough time, just know that you're believing a bunch of lies that maybe you can never heal, but there's always healing and there's always help. So I hope this helps someone out there. Maybe you've lost someone to suicide, or if you're thinking about it, I highly recommend not going that course of action. You can now check out my new biography, Finding Me by Ashley Samborski, available on Amazon. Links in the bio take you right to the purchase page. That's all I got. Hit the like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.